Hello, everybody. Welcome to another amazing episode of the Gist and Glasses podcast. First of all, it's so good to be back here. It's been a very, very, very long time. Of course, we do apologize for taking this long to bring back this show. We had to put a few things together, and hopefully we are back to bring back the amazing Gist and Glasses podcast to you guys. And of course, we have in the building, just one new person, and of course, the faces that you're already familiar with. There is the newest kid in the block who I love so much.
21-year-old newbie. My mates are married. You can't be calling me.
When I be kids,
my mates are married, though. They are mothers. Hey, please.
I don't understand.
Respect.
When were your
respect.
age,
respect.
you were kids?
Did you get? But of course, the beautiful and amazing upcoming Dilo barrister Esquire. Are we supposed to start calling Esquire now?
No, yes.
When are we supposed to start calling Esquire?
After cultivar.
After cultivar. Okay, so now you're just a law student.
Yes.
You're just an ordinary law student.
Ordinary.
You know this is but when lawyers, but they feel like they know too much. They feel say they don't know book past everybody. But of course, let's let it slide, yeah. There's Ozioma. I like to call her Ozi, so you guys can call her Ozi.
Call me Ozi.
And she call you Ozi, but
Yeah.
And then there is the
Only sweet trouble in your life.
No, you cannot be. There's nobody that is a sweet trouble in my life. Anybody that is trouble is going to be kicked out because I like peace. I don't want problems.
You're not kicked me out.
I don't want problems.
Life.
Okay, guys. The beautiful Kitma James. Hello.
Hi.
What's up now? How you doing?
It's been a long time, but I'm
Right.
glad you're back.
Okay, don't worry, we are back,
Yes.
and we promise to stay on course.
Yeah.
And then, last but not the least, the boss goes to. I used to think that I have bass goals.
Who?
But you see this guy I'm about to mention, this guy has done bass goals to the point that they invited him to government house to come here.
I'm telling you, special recognition.
Guys, please give it up for Storm Taddy. What's up, my bro? One man.
Thanks for having me. It's been a while.
It's been a while. Storm, this is the third time Storm is on this podcast. So the first time he came in as a guest, we did one shoot, but we couldn't post it because the recording was very, very bad. So we didn't post it. Then we did the second one that was scattering everywhere, back and forth.
I think that polygamy is something like
Was
that.
it? I can't even remember what the
I
topic
think
was.
it was on hookup culture.
Yes. Hookup
Okay.
culture that was
But
becoming.
even the polygamy stuff actually went viral.
Okay, when I said
That
I'm
you-
pro polygamy.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, it's still the same episode, right?
Yeah, it was still the
Yes.
same episode.
Oh.
Even me too, I'm pro polygamy. So why are you looking at me? Are you looking surprised?
No, come
See,
It is
my-
well with you people.
My work life and my real life, they are two different people. So if anything I say on this podcast
wow.
here is I'm working.
Yay. Okay.
I'm working.
Okay.
I'm working. So today we're going to be talking about a very, 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 very important conversation that has been on the space for the longest. Let's say, give or take, in the last 10 years, the whole narrative about migration, which is popularly called Japa in Nigeria, that's in Yoruba language, it's called Japa syndrome. So everybody wants to leave the country, everybody wants to leave the country. And we want to talk about that whole thing. What do you guys think about the concept of migration, especially in Nigeria as it is today, mass migration? It's not just people leaving the country, it's like our professionals are leaving, everybody's leaving, even me too, very, very soon I'm going to be leaving, so...
Then we'll go do the podcast.
News flash.
When I go there the studio, I don't leave studio when I the shoot, they go, nothing concern me. So, but then, it's a cause for alarm, honestly, if you look at it from a reasonable point of view. I don't know, what do you guys think about the whole thing? Like, what's the cause of this whole thing? Is it hustle? Is
A lot. It can be economical. It can be choices.
What do you mean choices?
eh,
Like me, I've
like-
chosen to...
Okay, I think that migration is part of human culture or nature. Over time, we've seen our ancestors migrate from one place to the other.
True.
That is part of human culture. If you're a progressive person, even if you're in the same city,
Bring your mic closer to us.
Okay. Even if you're in the same city, over time you would move. When your life gets better, you move to place or
Sure.
a better place. So it's part of our culture. But then again, there are conditions that make migration a necessity at a given point of time. It could be economical, social, or security, especially when we are talking Nigeria right now. So maybe we'd have to address one after the other. What do you guys think is the major reason?
For me, I think before Nigeria became a very, very, very unsafe country, Nigeria was economically very backward. It was very bad.
Okay.
And I think that's because if you follow the concept of migration, it started over, I think, from the 60s, like the whole concept of migration in Nigeria especially. So a lot of people started to travel out of the country over 40, 50 years ago. And that's why you now have a lot of Nigerians in almost every country in the world, especially like the UK, America, majorly Europe. So there are Nigerians almost everywhere. And I don't think there was any Nigerian who felt like, oh, Nigeria is so good and I'm going to leave this beautiful, amazing country and go to another country and go and start a life there. Most people left because the economy wasn't, living conditions wasn't favorable. So if you can imagine what it was back then, and we keep saying we keep getting worse, better. Right? We keep saying it keeps getting worse, or it's going to get better, but it keeps getting worse. So imagine what they complained about in the 70s and the 60s, and at that time Nigeria was bad
to them.
The
funny thing is, those who are messing up Nigeria are those who enjoy Nigeria.
Actually.
So they enjoyed it, and it was easier for them to travel out of the country.
It was very easy to travel.
A lot of them traveled and came back. Some went to school and came back. Because as bad as they called it, Nigeria was back in the day, it wasn't that bad.
If you really compare to what it wasn't
today,
that bad. It's not even bad.
I was watching somewhere where they were making comparisons of the economy then and now, how there was a time that Nigeria used to borrow World Bank money.
Yeah.
Yes. And then European countries.
The 70s.
Yes, European countries were borrowing
money from the IMF and World Bank.
From them. So I think one of the major reasons right now is economic reasons, because it doesn't make sense that the Naira is over 1,500 Naira. So it means that the things that you could afford 5 years ago, you can't afford them now. It's like 3 times the price. I remember there was a machine I bought in 2020. It was now up to 300,000. Now it's over 1 million Naira.
That's
just
like 4
6 years. Yes, over 1 million Naira. So I think economy is one of the reasons.
It's a major factor.
Not just
even education. People leave the country for education. Personally,
for education, I think education migration is one of.
Yes. Personally, I would want to venture into maritime, but there's nothing in Nigeria that would give me that knowledge of maritime. But then it's a whole field that people are just the people in it are very, very few. And if you're able to venture into that, there's room for you to dominate. There's room for you to do a lot with that. But there's nothing in Nigeria that will prepare you for that. I know there's a maritime academy, but how many people know about that? Is it even functioning properly? How many international ports do we have? That's seaports for importing and exporting. Do we even export?
We export crude oil.
Yes, we do. We export cocoa. Since Nigeria is one of the major exporters of cocoa.
But then where's the revenue going to? We don't see it. We do not see it.
So I think education, I agree with you. Education is one of the major reasons people are moving.
You know, there are certain sometimes when I listen to people that have certain kind of ambitions and dreams. First of all, the fact that you're in Nigeria, just off that mic because it cannot work. It cannot work. A lot, like, okay, so I believe that there are people who have certain potentials, but they are not even aware that potential.
The expression finds itself once you leave the country.
I'll give you an instance. Go on YouTube. You see a lot of content creators there that are making millions in dollars and all that. They are doing the exact same thing that we are doing right now.
Exactly. Sometimes ours is even more
better.
More,
But you see that the conditions there are favorable.
True.
power is constant, internet is better, the work you're putting into something is commensurate to the pay, or sometimes the pay is even more than
the effort.
So why stay in Nigeria? Why?
Honestly speaking, right? So this year I created 2 companies, and I was talking to my friends and people, the board of directors and people. I was like, I can't stay in Nigeria anymore. Not even if I want to stay in Nigeria, even if like I decide that I'm still going to stay in Nigeria, it's not going to work. I can't stay in Nigeria anymore.
The company will not try.
It cannot. Not like it wouldn't, but
it would take 5-10 years.
It takes so much effort.
Exactly.
Something that's supposed to be seamless. It's going to take you more time to.
Then I think another thing is the Nigerian state is designed to just frustrate you.
Yes.
You know how many tax I've paid as a business owner in Jos? States, what do they call them? Plateau State Revenue Board. They will come and collect their own. Local government will come and collect their own. And if you're registered with CAC, you have to pay.
Yes.
Every
I'm experiencing
year.
that as well.
So what do we have to gain for all those taxes? They have not given us any financial inputs in our businesses. We cannot access loans or grants. They want to be accessed and have nothing to do with Nigeria.
Of course.
So why do you want young people or professionals to stay
here?
Why? When we have an educational system that is designed to create laborers, not innovators, and then the innovators that we have there, the educational system frustrates you. The lecturer will tell you, say, this is not what I taught you, just because he doesn't know any better. So why do you want to stay in Nigeria? Or should we start the conversation of insecurity? The same people that are killing our security agents are the ones that they are spending billions to rehabilitate them and put them back
into society.
Come on now. What is there to stay for?
Sometimes if you look at this country, right, you just feel like it's like there's no brain anywhere. Because nobody has a brain anywhere in this country. Because nothing makes any sense. Because if you look at it, like, I don't understand how Nigeria is the only country that does not just negotiate with terrorists. They actually fund the terrorists. Now, not like fund them to go and commit the terrorist act, right? Somebody who has been caught in the act of terrorism and all of that, they now bring the person and they're now paying the person stipends to behave
himself. The people they have frustrated their lives, they are abandoned in
their IDP camps. They can't go to fend for themselves. They've left their homes. So if you put all of these things together, it is not a place that any reasonable person should stay. And I think it is intentionally created that way for people to leave the country. Sometimes I don't even know. I don't even understand how the build up or how the setup of Nigeria is, because nothing makes sense anymore. Okay, so are you going to start talking about professionals that are leaving? You have tech bros that are leaving. For example, I'm leaving. There are tech bros. You have doctors. That's one of the worst.
The
medical practitioners.
They are leaving.
So now it's even a routine, right? You hear people who study, maybe they've gone to school before and then they have a first degree. They now go back and go and study nursing or go and study medical course, so that they'll use it to get visas and leave. And you now find out that we have this large population of people, over 250 million people. In my own calculation, I think we are almost 300 million. How many thousand doctors do we have? So if you are to make calculations on each doctor, Nigerian population would have over 16,000 people on one doctor. So, of course, people are designed to die, not just fall sick. As you are like this, do whatever you can not to fall sick. Because if you fall sick, you are going to die. There's nothing. This one is not. I'm not a prophet.
I think it was last week I saw the only neuro something. She left the country. The only female in that field has left the country.
Sometime last month, there was a doctor. I think he's a neuroscientist as well. He was about to go into surgery, and DSS stormed the hospital to arrest him.
So now that person that is waiting for surgery.
Yes. I know, they know who will be the person with
is the person important.
Not important.
the way that they don't even look at lives as anything in this country. It's just crazy.
And then we have the military, the DSS now doing the job of police. So the respect we had for the military and for the DSS, I knew that when we're younger, we only hear that there's DSS. You do not know
what
DSS.
they look like.
We did not know. Yes. But now a DSS operative will happily tell you, I'm a DSS operative. If you try me, I'll mess you up.
Yes. Because I remember back in the day, like you didn't used to see soldiers now. Where you want to see soldier?
I didn't grow up seeing.
So if you see soldiers, you're scared. It's either you're excited or you're scared.
Yes.
Because it's either soldiers.
You want to salute him.
You have to salute him.
Yes.
Or the fear comes from soldiers. Is something happening? Is there a war? You get, but if you see soldiers, you see little kids at that time, like we are very, very excited to see soldiers. But now, like you can just randomly walk into a soldier.
Right now, you go see guys for area, they fight with soldier over babe. Or soldier, they go buy stuff, he no pay.
Yes.
Or you enter keke, you no pay.
And they drag.
Yes. I mean.
So now the Nigerian state is designed, or from the beginning it was designed to fail. Because there's a constitutional problem.
We have
there's a constitutional problem. So a lot of these things are started from the constitution. And because it was designed to fail, many people are just leaving what they should be doing and be doing the other things. Waiting no concern you, go do it. That is why we can have someone who studied maybe biochem. They're giving him Minister of Aviation. So why do you want it to work? Why will the Nigerian state work? Why will Africa has the largest young population in the world, and these are very innovative people, they have energy and everything, and you want them to stay to do what? I want to understand why the Nigerian political elite wants the young population to stay or the professionals to stay. They're not doing what they need. How much are they injecting in tech? How much has the government injected in tech, for instance? How much?
I don't think they have. There's no budget for that.
Let's bring it back home. Let's bring it to Plateau State. How much has the state government injected in tech or in healthcare or in agriculture?
There was one time I heard that they didn't want tech something. But of course, you know how all of those things turn out at the end of the day. Yeah. They just gather some certain group of people, take pictures.
It's photo ops.
Yes, take pictures. All. And then, they just make a public announcement. We've done this, we've done that. Because I think I remember during La Longue period, I remember I can't remember what initiative it was, but then there was something like that.
Stupid they were doing an amazing job. Then when David Desa was the DG of PIDA, that's the tech agency of the government, and they were training young people for free.
On what?
Tech.
Okay.
Different tech skills. It was free. But as Mutfan came into government, it stopped. So why will those people still stay?
And okay, so now I think if you even look at it, do you think there's an intentional, because if you see the way European countries keep adjusting their travel and migration policies, it's more like they're trying to scoop out all our professionals.
Yes.
Because they make it easier for people. So if you have a medical degree now, it's very easy for you to.
I think part of the reason is because they are futuristic. They are thinking ahead. How will their population exist some 200 years from now? Since Africa is just training them, it's just a training ground, and they are not serious about their future, why don't we bring these people? So to me, we could term it a modern day slavery, but this time we are coming willingly.
Because
life is better.
Because still. They are leaving the hospitals. We are trained, so we are still working for them at the end of the day. The tech bros are going there. So they will leave the tech when we have Africans to do it. Because no matter how much they pay us in the UK or in the West, and we feel our life is way better, it's still peanuts to them.
Yeah.
So our government and our economy, everything is designed to just make us leave. And these political elites, they don't care.
People used to make they used to make fun or make jokes about this thing about to say that if the Europeans should come now with ships,
Yes,
they should come now
Nigerians
I will
will
jump
really
in.
jump.
That one is sure. I will jump in.
one guy, I saw a tweet, and one guy said he's going to bring his own chain. He's going to chain his hand and his leg. When you know you're saying rich in thought, why are come finish?
Just in case.
So come down and say, no, why I changed not finished. Don't worry, we're gonna come back for the second batch. So just just protesting the point, you're talking about modern day slavery and stuff. So like it's gotten so bad that Nigerians will do anything to leave this country. Recently, I saw I've not been able to watch it. There's a kind of like a documentary a guy did about crossing the Sahara Desert and the Atlantic Ocean to get to Europe.
Yeah.
You watched it?
I did.
Please tell me about it.
Someone sent the link for me on YouTube.
Okay.
And then he talked about how his two brothers died. Talked about how, the desert, there was that thing that they call the spirit, the voice of the desert. They left, I think they had to cross a lot of, they went through a lot anyway. And at the end of the day, though I didn't watch to the end, but at least what I heard was scary enough to make me know that people will just do.
Now imagine how
frightening.
frightening.
His own story now birthed other ones, because I went into one again yesterday about a lady. The same thing. She was talking about the same route, the same thing that the guy explained. For them to get to, what's the name of the country they got to? Is it this Arab?
Libya.
Yeah, Libya, exactly. It was Libya. So some of them, in fact, he said in the car, in the bus that they usually come to carry them, if you are not able to hold something very firm, if you fall shaking, that's all.
Like I don't understand.
Nobody would stop for you. The car
Nobody
won't
cares.
Stop.
Okay.
Yes. So people were falling off, dying. So as they were coming, they were even like discussing, are these not dead bodies on the floor of people? Obviously, they were. So the drivers told them that, okay, if you hear anybody call your name, even if it's your mother's voice you saw, or you saw the image of your mom, it's not your mom, it's a spirit. Oh yes. I was watching
And
that
that's what people are experiencing and going through.
And people will still go.
Yes.
It doesn't matter how many.
Yesterday, how many million views already? Because when I watched, I think it was like 3 days ago that I watched that the video was released. Wow. Right now, it's on million views because of how the news started.
Now the question is, what can be done to reduce or stop this Japa thing?
We need the heroes at home. We don't need them out there.
I don't
Honestly.
think. Okay, so there's a lot that should be done. First of all, because this is not an individual thing. This is not something that I can do. It's not something that Nigerians will say, okay, let us collectively come and no. There are certain things that people who occupy public office have to put certain policies in place that would keep not the kind of stupid policies that they were trying to do the other time, that they were saying that if you study medicine in Nigeria, you cannot travel after you can't travel till after 10 years or after how many years. Meanwhile, you are traveling for your own medical tourism
outside.
All your children, they are outside. So I feel like, number one, for starters, people who occupy public offices for the period and the time where they are in public office, you should not be allowed to travel. You shouldn't travel for any medical tourism.
Or your children should not school abroad.
Your children should not school abroad. Your family, everybody that is a member of your family, they have to stay in this country, because it's not ever going to get better. Why? Because if my children, if I'm a governor or I'm a president, right, and my wife, my children, my nephews, my nieces, all of them, they are schooling abroad, right? They have access to good water, good healthcare, good road, good facilities, electricity, good internet. They are fine. Why do I have to fix it? And I'm using the money from this country. I'm funding their lifestyle in whatever country. So why do I have to fix what is here for you? But because I'm not using it.
When you talk about people that are meant to put policies intact, those kind of people that you're talking about, people that are in strategic gates, city gates, you should know as well that there is a work that should be done from the inside before it's reflected on the outside. Now, this is what I mean. Every conduit of a man, right, is is made up of either light or darkness. And most of our leaders are already, in the dark, let me say, region. So if now, I mean, there's a place in the scripture that says, if the righteous is on throne, the people rejoice. So those kind of people will never tell you that their families should be here and then we suffer the burn and this and that. It's not possible, except if there's a, I don't know, maybe a revolution that needs to take place before Nigeria is able to gain shape.
To an extent, I feel the revolution may not happen, maybe not anytime soon. And this is part of the reason. The average Nigerian doesn't want Nigeria to work.
True.
Not
Because the average Nigeria is corrupt.
Yes.
The average Nigeria, you see them here now, would follow, you're driving, you're following one way.
oh my God.
If there are laws, will the average Nigeria follow those laws?
So what can be done now to change that narrative? Because
We
it's already
need-
something that's before
We need a
everybody,
set of leaders
head.
that do not care what the population thinks or feels so long as it's right.
Right.
Those are the
Brutality.
kind, not really brutality.
No, I mean there's
The
brutality.
rule of law
Yeah.
should be adhered to. And you cannot do that when the people that will enforce it
I don't
are
know.
not taken care of.
Yeah.
For instance, we need police to start doing their job and stop taking handouts on the road, pay them well. You need the military to stay in the barracks, or when they are fighting insurgents, they should do their job, pay them well, equip them. We need institutions like INEC to be independent. The president should not appoint anybody. The judiciary should be as independent as can be. The federal government or state governor or president has no business in appointing anybody. The legislators should be allowed to be the check and balance for the executive, and so is the judiciary. If all these things are not done, there won't be a society that would function properly.
It takes brutality to do that. I hope you know. There is a mind you have to have before you're even able
So at the
to-
end of the day, we are saying the same.
The truth is, the leaders that, Nigerians are very, very hypocritical. And just to tell you that, Nigeria has so much potential, Nigeria, yada, yada, yada. And when the truth is, I actually feel bad for whoever is going to try to fix this country, because
The
you are going
enemies
to
will
be,
make.
yes, you are going to be hated. Now, I'm not saying enemies as per people who are top, like in high positions.
Yeah.
The average Nigerian will hate you, because the average Nigerian is already used to cheating.
Okay, I have a question for you then.
Okay.
Does that mean that the way a lot of Nigerians don't like Tinubu, it means that he's doing the right thing?
To the Nigerian bar, because Nigerians actually deserve Tinubu. Plain simple. Nigerians don't deserve good people now. You think Nigerians deserve good people? Put the average. Okay, so the thing is, take a random number, right, of Nigerians. Just go in the street and just pick anybody and put him in Tinubu's office. The status quo remains the same. Nothing is going to change. So if you do the same thing with all the electoral offices, all the appointed offices, all of them, just pick random Nigerians from the streets, from the church, from the mosques, from the schools, from all the parastatals, from all the organizations that you know. Just mix us. Kagane, just mix us and then just pick and replace them with the people that we already have. Everything is going to continue normal. You get it's just like that. I don't know why it's like that. And the very, very few people that have a different mindset, that have a different approach to these things and this kind of life, if you hear them talk in public, it's more like they're sounding like they don't know what they're saying. They are fools. Talk to the average Nigerian and tell him that, tell him that this thing you're doing is not right. You tell you that, why you waiting concern you? Okay, so something happened recently. I was leaving the studio one night, very, very late. I was walking back home. And then just after Cruise Yard, close to Shinko Junction, I saw a police van. And then there was one guy driving, I think it was the C300 Mercedes. And the guy she was being interrogated by like 3-4 policemen. I was on the other lane of the road. Obviously, me now, I like trouble. When I saw them, I know they were bullying the guy. So I crossed over to the other lane. This was like around like 12 or 11:30 or 12, thereabout.
In the night?
Yes, in the night. So everywhere was dark, just street lights. And then people that were going to the club, coming back from the club. Of course, the road was kind of busy. But you know, Nigerians, if they see police people on the road with somebody, nobody cares. Like everybody, like nothing concerns me, nothing concerns me. Everybody minds their business. Even if the person is being, he's been harassed, nobody bothers. So when I got there, first of all, the policemen were even surprised that I was actually coming towards them. So I was like, officers, how far now? Well done. What did happen now? The guy now looked at that. The shock on the police guy's face, like, really? You are asking us what is going on? Like, so the guy was like, I should just get out of here. I was like, no, I'm sorry. Is there anything that I'm doing that is out of place? If I'm doing anything that is out of place, maybe you let me know. He said, what do I mean? I said, I'm not saying anything. I just saw this guy. He looks stranded. He looks alone. And of course, it's as a citizen, it's not out of place if I show concern and ask, what's up, what's going on? So the guy was like, so okay. So in his mind, he wanted to use me as a scapegoat, right? So he was like, I was wearing my side bag. So he assumes that maybe I had some contraband or stuff inside my bag. So it's like, first of all, I should open my bag. I say, why should I open my bag? Is it me that you are questioning before? I say, okay, no wahala. You want to see my bag? I remove the bag. I open the bag. That I should pour it on the floor. I said, no, I'm not going to pour my things on the floor. You want to see my bag? You have a flashlight. I'll open the bag. You peep and you see. If you need to shift things, I can bring out. I'm not going to empty my bag on the floor. So I shall brought out the things on my hand. My router was inside. My charger. I had cash inside, credit card and stuff. And they looked, and then the guy. First of all, when the guy noticed that I know they flinch. He knew that, okay, this guy is not carrying anything to implicate. Because of course, if I was carrying stuff that was going to implicate me, why would I go to the police? So the guy checked and then he didn't see anything. So the police guy started explaining to me that, this guy, he was driving, they didn't understand, he parked the car by the road, and then he left the car, the doors were open, he was with a girl, and then the girl left. They were now narrating the story. The story was just scattered. Yes, it was just uncoordinated. And even the police guys didn't understand what the guy was saying. The guy himself didn't understand what he was saying. The guy was driving a car, and then the car didn't have plate number in front. It had a plate number behind. So I was now talking to the guy that, you yourself, I don't understand. Why are you putting yourself inside this kind of problem? Why are you putting yourself inside this kind of mess? Your car doesn't have plate number. Your car is supposed to have 2 plate numbers, one in front and one behind. So why are you driving a car without plate number? So I started talking to the guy. So the police guys, they went to buy fuel. They came back trying to put the fuel in the car so that they would drive the car to the station. The guy didn't want to follow them. So the guy thought I was there to support him. I was like, my nigga, I'm not here to support you. I'm here to make sure that the right thing is being done. It's not
Why don't you have 2 plate numbers?
I'm not here to support you. Who are you with in the car with? Where's the person? The guy's story was uncoordinated. So, the thing is, Nigerians are not even law-abiding themselves. So it's very, very difficult, and it's very easy for police to even take advantage of your stupidity and, find a way to harass you and collect money, extort you, and collect money from you. Somebody like me, you cannot collect money from me because I will try as much as possible not to do anything. I have a friend, George, will tell you that when he sees those VIO road safety guys on the road, a lot of them, he doesn't see them as not in a condescending manner, but he doesn't rate them. They are not people that should talk to him. So he makes sure that everything in his car is up to date. So that one riffraff on the road will not just come and meet you and start bossing you and start talking to you anyhow. So he makes sure that he's good. His car papers, his driver's license, fire extinguisher, everything is. If you enter his car, the first thing he tell you that wear your seatbelt. Why? Because he's trying to protect himself. So the best way to protect yourself is to be law-abiding, so that these people do not come and start trying to harass you for no reason. So a lot of Nigerians are not even ready for the country that we are demanding for. We are just.
So I have a friend that is in the UK, and he just finished his master's in law. And he was saying saying he wants to come back to Nigeria. He thinks he can make the country a better place. And we're looking at him like, what's wrong with you?
Wow.
You will not stay where you are. What do you want to come back here for? There's nothing here. And besides, you're saying you want to fix the country. You alone is not going to be possible. Exactly. How many of you are there?
But the thing is, the
Because
hypocrisy
only
of the
you
average
cannot.
Nigerian is he will break the laws in Nigeria, but go to the UK or to the West and act right.
And because he already knows that
They have a
He will not
system
get
that
away
works.
with
that
it.
once you get into those systems, if you don't align, it kicks you out. It's either he sends you to jail immediately because
Send
you
you
drive
back to your country.
you drive above speed limit. They know they send you the billing, right? If you continue doing that, you just see police in your house one day, they just park you and deport you. So they already know that this whole thing is already structured in like this. You can't go late. If you go late, it's because you want to go late. Why? Because if you get to your bus station in time, the buses are going to come and pick you. But in Nigeria, anything can happen. Like you can leave your house and a train would actually crash the road. Like I don't know where it's going to come from, but the most unreasonable thing is possible in this country. So you cannot blame people for certain things, for having bad behavior. Everything is just too chaotic. Like the whole system is.
So I think
So
if the
disorganized.
system can be fixed one at a time, it means Nigerians have a chance to reduce the Japa syndrome.
Sure, they do. But what do you
But
think?
a
What do you,
whole
okay?
lot of work. You have to do a whole lot before, like you said, the average Nigerian is corrupt. So it's like a grassroots issue. I feel like even before the government officials, we should start reforming the youth, the children. I mean, even a child of like 2 years old is corrupt.
Because they are seeing
it
what
just
Their
so you
parents
have
are
to start
doing
from
it.
the
they
down
learn from
and
what
take
they
it up.
see.
Exactly, it's culture.
You have to start from below the government officials and work your way up, because even if you hold the government officials accountable or try to force them to do what they are supposed to do, I bet you there are still Nigerians that will find a loophole or find a way to breach whatever or break whatever they are trying to reform or repair.
But the average human always looks for a loophole to exploit.
Yeah.
But the Nigerian problem is different. Do you understand? Maybe that is why we have laws. Because if there are no laws, everybody will take advantage of the
The
fact.
law still doesn't work. It
To an
applies
extent,
to-
I think Nigeria doesn't even have a law problem. We
It's a
have
mind thing.
an implementation
We have
and
a
consequences
law-
problem.
we have a law problem because even the constitution says you cannot hold the president accountable for whatever he does.
True.
So that is a law problem. You cannot hold the governor accountable.
The amnesty they have.
The law provides the government should do this, and this. Provide you electricity, water, education. Everything is
Security.
there. The law says that. But then there's a section of the law that says if the president or the governor or whoever in government does not do this, you cannot hold them accountable for it. It is there and it is not changing. The law is too rigid, safe. Where do you want to start changing it from?
And first off,
And
the
they will make
constitution we
sure-
are currently running, it's not the Nigerian constitution. It's in as much as it says the people of Nigeria gives itself this constitution. Because it was
How
given
many
to
people
us.
it was given to? It was forced on us.
It was forced on us. The Nigerian 99 constitution, to me, it's just a sham.
It is.
Okay, so in your own opinion, if Nigeria should, what problem do you think is first? What do you think they should work on? Which of, because
I
Nigeria
think
has,
we should start with the constitution. That it's the blanket or the umbrella for everything. We fix the constitution, everybody knows his job. You do not do your job, you get
And they
kicked
should
out.
be held accountable.
Yes. So if you're supposed to provide electricity and you do not do that, you get arrested. If you're supposed to build schools and you do not do that, you get arrested. If you're a teacher and you should be in class and you're not in class, you get kicked out. You lose your job. So if there are consequences for people's actions, everybody will know what he or she should do. And they will do it. And by so doing, Nigeria gets better. By so doing, a lot of us will not have to travel out to a country that really doesn't like us just
Just
because
to make ends meet.
we are trying to make ends meet.
so let's okay, so now let's assume that we wake up one morning, let's say in the next 1 year or in the next 2 years, and they've been able to sort out the constitution issue. Which problem do you think should be the first that Nigerian government should fix? Because we have this, that. We have series of problems. Which of these problems do you think, okay, if we fix this first, then the next thing we should fix this, next thing we should fix this, in that manner?
There are certain things that once you fix this one, it will
Every
fix
other
the
thing
rest.
follow.
For
That's
instance, if we can fix the electricity issue, power, there's a lot of things that will be taken care of.
Care of.
Our running cost for production, for jobs, it will automatically go down. See, that's one.
Yeah.
Then if we inject a lot of resources into our security forces, internal and external, military and police forces, we know that everybody will have to behave himself because the police is not going to take bribe from you. Now, there is consequences for action. Then they inject money in our educational system, especially primary and secondary school. We see every time it's just ASU this, ASU that, and the government keeps giving them money. But if the foundation is bad, we'll still keep having the same kind of people at the end of the day. We have, for instance, in 2024, I was lecturing in College of Education, Gateway, and some of my students could not speak, let alone construct good English. And I kept asking myself, how did they write WAEC, JAM, and NECO?
Yes.
How did they get there?
I've even
Miracle.
seen people, nurses working in the hospital. I've
Do you
seen nurses
understand?
working in the hospital that don't speak
If we
English.
can inject resources in
Oh God, cannot
some
do.
of these systems, security, power, what do they call it? Security, power, education, that will help. Because when we start from the primary and secondary school education and we see that they know that there are certain things you shouldn't do as a Nigerian, they are growing up with it. By the time they get to a high institution, they are adults and there's repercussions for actions. So do you know that from primary school that you're involved in exam malpractice, they will kick you out? Not the one that at the end of the day you go and bribe one lecturer and say, I'm sorry, and it's all, or you go and sleep with one lecturer and that's it. You don't come for lectures, carry over, see you next year. You don't do so well, you cannot buy certificate. If we build that kind of system, I trust me, Nigeria will be better than what we think it can be in the next 5 years. It's just a system problem.
Truthfully, it doesn't take so much for Nigeria to change as it is, because if we have, people keep saying, oh, it's not just the leaders, it's the followers. Yes, I understand that it's not just the leaders, it's also the followers. But if you have leaders who are intentional about nation building and they are willing to be held responsible and held accountable for certain actions, and they're not going to do certain things, because if you have a leader who is also involved heavily in corruption issues, right? Okay, so now elections is by the corner. You have people who already have cases with
EFCC, they're still running,
and they're running for election.
That is why I'm saying it's still a constitutional problem. You fix the constitution, you thief, you go to jail. Nobody get your time, no long English.
So I met somebody, he's into politics, and he was telling another person that, oh, I'm a member of APC, and we already have our voters. In broad daylight, the election has not started. People are just, PVC registration is still going on. And you're telling me that there are people in place that have voted, or they're already ready to vote for you. That's how bad people do things and get away with it. In a working system, shouldn't that man be picked up? He did not say it in a hidden place. He said it in broad daylight, and there were cameras. People were videoing or recording him, and he was saying it without any shame or anything, because nobody was going to come and hold him.
It's the same thing now.
The
We
person
have
was like, you have your
this
voters.
guy, is it
He said, yes.
Shegumi, that is already talking with bandits, and he says he's coming out to say they are not bad people, they just want this and that. And
In a working country, shouldn't that man be picked up immediately?
you're the voice of bandits now. Who is more important? Innocent Nigerians that are being kidnapped and killed, or the people that are causing those terror to the Nigerians? And he's walking freely. Nobody's saying anything. No one is doing anything. It boils down to the constitution. We do not have a constitution that works. And it's designed, to an extent, the laws that we have in Nigeria is designed for the average Nigerian.
Yes.
Once you just pass a certain threshold and you have certain
amount of
money,
Yeah.
some of these things do
It don't
not.
affect you.
We see politicians following one way. We see them, military or police, the way they drive recklessly.
Even with the state-owned convoy, even with
Yes.
governor, like they drive recklessly. They don't even follow. The truth is, they don't even follow the speed. They don't even follow the law. So to talk more of convincing the average person to do the same. Because even this our government Mutfang guys here, whenever his convoy is passing this road, that is a very, very narrow road, and you have schools all around. Like there's a school here. There are like schools on this road.
My son's school is here.
Like there are a number of schools here, but if you see the speed that the governor's convoy used to pass this road, you'll be wondering.
They know that they have no one thing.
Do you
The people
understand?
who break the law the most are the people who make the law.
You'll be wondering.
Because even in my faculty, imagine if law, you are supposed to uphold the law, but if you know the things that go on in that faculty, oh God.
They play.
I can't even begin to talk. You would literally see people that do not qualify to even be in that faculty, in that class. They don't even come to school. Maybe during exams, you just sit there and write one paper or two. But you're moving forward.
For instance, yesterday, my former colleague, when I was lecturing, she came to see me in the office and she was telling me that they brought someone who has an English degree to come and lecture in the fine arts department.
Hey.
I tell them,
I'm serious.
I don't understand.
he's studying for YouTube.
And they brought him. And then, so at the end of it,
He's studying for YouTube.
so it can't be like, say, most of these people, they got the job because of someone they know, not because they deserve it.
Obviously.
So if we can fix, I'll still keep hammering on the Constitution. If you do not deserve it, or maybe we should even change our government system. For instance, in China, for you to be at the level of Xi Jinping, you probably have been a councillor, did well, you became a local government chairman. You have to grow through the ranks to get there.
No, but even here too, people grow through the ranks now. Like you see them, they occupy certain positions.
In their own case, there has to be resolved. You have to prove it.
Exactly. That's that's the point.
You have to prove it. Here, you cannot prove it.
Just find
I can just wake up tomorrow and say, I want to be, let's say, a House of Reps member in the coming elections. And then I'll just start doing rubbish. Not because I genuinely care about the people.
No track record.
Yeah, so it seems like politics is for people with money.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, we do not have the right people in the places that should be.
It actually is for people with money because how much is
How
much? So you cannot. It's either somebody is buying it for you, or you have been in a public space where you've stolen money, or you've not stolen the money, but you are able to use your own money to buy it. So that when you enter the office, you will now
get your money back.
It's business.
So if we make, I think if the polity is made less attractive financially, maybe certain things will start working. If you know that you become president and your salary is, let's say, 1 million naira a month, and from your business you are making 20, 50 million a month, why would you want to be president? If you will be a senator and your salary is 500k, why would you want to be a senator?
So if people who do not really have the intention of public service, they would run away from those offices. And
Okay, I'll give you an instant. Right now, Trump is the first president that went into office, like his first tenure, he left broker than he came.
in.
He doesn't take salary.
I didn't want to go into that conversation now because that will not end. Meanwhile, you have people like them, Ilan Omar, that became billionaires after they entered public office. And you cannot... It's just funny.
The average Nigerian becomes a millionaire once he enters public office.
And
I'll give you an example. Let's bring it back home. It's alleged that every member of the Plateau State House of Assembly goes home with approximately close to 20 million every month.
Which work do they do?
Yes. It's also alleged that their constituency allowance annually is 100 million.
People never ever dig wells. Talk for borehole.
There are people who cannot speak good English. They don't understand their constitutional duties as House of Assembly members. Why wouldn't they go there and frustrate it for the people that should be in those positions?
I saw somebody filling a form. I think it's a national. I don't know. He was contesting for something, either a senator or something. But somebody else was filling the form for him, and that is not supposed to be so. According to the constitution, nobody should write or fill your form for you. But whoever is trying to get that position or get into that office doesn't know how to write, and obviously doesn't know how to read. They were in the car and he was just talking and they were just scribbling and writing and writing. Like, why?
Now, this is the thing. Nigerians or Africans are the only ones that pick the dumbest of us to lead the best of us. No animal does that. Mm-hmm. You see cows when they are moving, the strongest is in front and behind. You see sheep, the rams are in front and behind.
Even the wolf pack is like that.
But when it comes to Nigerians and Africans, we bring the most incompetent of us to lead the best of us. So they will never do things that will make the best of us have a sane and working Nigeria. So we cannot stay. Nigerians cannot stay in such a system. There are those that are doing their best in spite of the fact that they are staying. There are some that we are grateful for, that they have the means to leave, but they choose to stay because they believe that Nigeria can get better. And they believe that it's their calling one way or the other. That because they have people they are mentoring, there are people who have idolized them and are looking up to them. There are people who feed through them, so they stay. But the Nigerian system is frustrating. Okay, take Dangote for instance. What's the big deal for NNPC to give him crude oil? But every day they're in the news. That NNPC is saying that they're going to sell in dollars today. Tomorrow, okay, we'll sell in naira. And the president is doing nothing about it. How much is a liter of fuel?
I really don't see the use of NNPC. It's just should be scrapped out.
We are the one giving ourselves power for even this podcast. No.
Like this is literally explaining what is happening because we have to buy fuel. See, at some point, right? So I was of the opinion, like my friend Fizo, I was of the opinion that no, Nigeria will stay here. Nigeria is the country, Nigeria is the fatherland.
Remember when you always say that?
Me, wa?
Japa, they go anywhere.
Me, wa? I used to say that too. I used to say that. Move.
Every time
I be monkey. That time I be move. Now we move the talk that time. See, I was of that opinion, and even before, I think I lost it in 2020 because prior to 2020, before 2020, I had people who were telling me, Emmanuel, you're very, very young. You are not married. This is the best time for you to go. And I'm like, no, I believe in this country.
We fuck up.
And they thought, maybe now, I've already one Poland. And they tell you, I've already Poland. But I was like, no, I believe this country. We are going. If all of us go, who's going to make the country? I remember that time I was dating one girl that she schooled in Russia. And then she came back and she was planning to go back to the UK. I was partying for her. You want to stay? Who's going to
did she stay?
Stay. Our brain is washed. Hello.
I saw in the tweet. The lady's sister said she wants to pay for her masters to move abroad and do her masters. But the girl's babe said they should pay for him so that he will go. And the girl was like, okay, they should pay for him. So that babe was
They don't use love. They don't use love. They flush down and break.
Not even with his money, her sister's money. No, it's their sister's money now. So they will not give their money to.
A lot of times when we have conversations, we say, Storm, if you day here, the money where you go make. Because for instance, when I do logo for brands that are there, my head, based on the Nigerian reality, I'm charging way more than the average graphic designer is charging in Jos or in this part of the country. While they are saying, oh boy, I'm affordable. I'm very affordable. My colleagues are saying, Storm, they charge, the big boy. But you go there.
It's chicken change. I think, right now, for Nigerians, the best way to enjoy this country is to live in Nigeria and work remotely. And earn money. That's like, it's very, very lucrative. But the problem is that Nigeria is not safe. So there's no amount of money you are going to give me to stay in this country.
Even the remote jobs there, how many?
There's no amount of money.
Now the thing is, a lot of people get the remote gigs, boost their finances, and leave.
Yes.
So we can start.
There's no amount of.
December is mostly people from the abroad are coming in because the exchange rate is high, so they are spending less to them, and they are getting more.
Honestly, there's no amount of money that you are going to give me to stay in this country.
Hello.
Because what I'm looking, there's no amount. What I'm looking for is not money. What I'm looking for is lifestyle.
It's beyond money at this point.
What I'm looking for
from
is
the
lifestyle.
security issues.
What I'm looking for
so many things.
Idea expression
is quality of life. Nigeria does not have quality of life. The wealthiest man in Nigeria is poor in Nigeria because first of all, if you are wealthy, where do you live? You live in Lagos, you live in Banana Island. That's like the most expensive piece of real estate. Abi, they have fresh air in Banana Island. No, so it means that you have your money, you cannot buy fresh air.
The island there is flood.
There's flood. Look at Lagos, look at Island. There's flood. So you don't have quality of life, no matter how much money you have.
And then how many places do you want to go to for skating?
Let me ask you now. Let's say, okay, Dangote now, for example. If Dangote wants to chill, where will he go to? Where do you go to in Nigeria to go and spend? Like to go and, apart from say, okay, you want to go to the club, or where do you go to? The small landmark that we are managing in Lagos State government demolished it.
Yes, now. The coastal road.
You get, so you and your money in Nigeria, you cannot even enjoy it. So I've already decided that may God grant people that are here, I will support you, I will be in prayers with you.
You people that are here, you people that want to stay here.
May God grant you all the heart to stay and fix your country. But for me, I don't think it's part of my calling. I'm not much of a nation builder like that. Let's leave it for that fella to do. My name God call when they do that one. I don't think they're gonna call me for that one. I don't know if you guys still have anything you want to say. I think we should round it up if you have. You want to give us some grammar. You that time you were giving word.
Now word though, then I was.
They preach or something. Me, I thought it was a joke. The next thing I see, the next one she will begin to do shabba.
You don't reach there.
See you guys on the next episode. I promise to come back with something that is much more engaging and much more interesting than this one. So, of course, today is kind of like a sober vibe because of Nigeria. The sentiment that comes with your country is just different. But no while I will be waving another flag and be gingering for Nigeria. Let's go.
We can have dual citizenship. It's not a crime.
Of course. I
can be there and say, I love Nigeria, but I'm from here now.
The best way to love Nigeria is from far. Nigerian relationship is like a relationship with my father. The best way me and my father can get along is from afar. Let him be somewhere. Let me be somewhere. We go speak everywhere.
You call him once in the world. That's how you do.
Yes, that's the best. But you see this vibe of I'm here, Nigeria is on the other side. That's the best way for us to vibe in Nigeria. So, guys,
you now see people abroad will be shouting, "Get your PVC, get your you that is with your PVC. Will you come here to vote? Will you come to vote?"
Okay, but true. You guys should get your PVCs. At least you can start from there.
That's your voice.
Start from there.
That's another, let me say, you will say I'm preaching now. That's another worship,
What do you concern PVC?
It's true. Something concern them. I'm serious. Because it's your civil rights. I mean, God talks about it. It's in the scripture.
PVC worship.
Hello?
Talk.
How do you elect it?
That's not a conversation for today. That's not today's conversation.
Let's worship the Lord.
Worship God by
okay.
Let's be my village during the election. So
exactly.
I'm happy for all of you that want to vote.
I'm going to vote. I have a PVC. I think I've been voting since the early 2000s or mid 2000s. I've been voting and I won't stop.
Stop. How old is it? Another time.